In March 1968, the Soviet G-2 submarine K-129 vanished in the vast Pacific, leaving a mystery that would echo through intelligence corridors for decades. The vessel, a formidable Cold War instrument, was fully armed with 3 ballistic missiles, each equipped with a nuclear warhead, and was en route to a patrol station off Hawaii. From the moment contact was lost, American and Soviet forces scrambled to understand what had occurred beneath the dark, fathomless waves. Publicly, the world remained unaware of the incident. The disappearance of the submarine was cloaked in silence, while speculation swirled in intelligence circles. U.S. underwater surveillance networks, part of the SOSUS chain of seafloor microphones, detected unusual activity, but the precise circumstances of the accident remained obscure. Some intelligence reports suggested a catastrophic internal failure, an explosion or implosion deep in the vessel's compartments, but no definitive evidence ever emerged. Rumors later surfaced that the USS Barb, a nuclear attack submarine, may have followed K-129 from its home port in Petropavlovsk, observing the sinking firsthand. The Soviets, aware of the vessel's failure to communicate, dispatched naval units to search the region, but even their persistent efforts could not locate the wreck. Finally, the U.S. nuclear submarine USS Halibut employed specialized acoustic technology to pinpoint the submarine's final resting place more than 3 miles beneath the ocean surface. For American intelligence, the lost submarine represented an unprecedented opportunity. Within its steel hull lay not only nuclear weaponry, but potentially advanced Soviet communication systems, encryption technology, and submarine design secrets, a trove of intelligence capable of reshaping Cold War strategic balance. By the summer of 1969, the stakes had crystallized, and the CIA recognized the extraordinary value of the sunken submarine. President Richard Nixon, briefed on the intelligence windfall that K-129 might offer, authorized the creation of a secret task force, the Special Projects Staff, to attempt the impossible, raising a multi-thousand-ton submarine from the deep ocean. The mission required such extreme secrecy that only a handful of officials, including Nixon and his national security advisor Henry Kissinger, were aware of the plan. Even the U.S. Navy, with its technical expertise, was largely excluded to prevent leaks. Engineers and planners faced a monumental challenge: how to recover a 17,150-ton submarine from depths exceeding 5 kilometers. After months of theoretical modeling and design, they conceived a revolutionary solution: a giant mechanical claw suspended from a heavily modified ship that could cradle and lift the submarine. Skeptics within the CIA believed the plan had only a 10% chance of success, yet the potential intelligence gain outweighed the risk. The operation also demanded a cover story. The Glomar Explorer, the ship designed for the mission, would pose as a vessel for deep-sea mining, harvesting manganese nodules from the ocean floor. To bolster the facade, the CIA enlisted Howard Hughes, the eccentric billionaire, whose reputation for oceanic exploration provided credibility. Under Hughes' name, the ship could operate openly while concealing the true purpose: extracting a Soviet submarine laden with nuclear warheads from the ocean abyss, all while avoiding detection by both American rivals and Soviet spies. Construction of the Hughes Glomar Explorer, a massive ship outfitted with unprecedented salvage equipment, marked the next phase of the mission. Completed in 1973, it was stationed at Long Beach, California, where operatives loaded it with cargo vans filled with classified apparatus, much of it experimental technology never before deployed in real-world operations. As the vessel departed for the Pacific, U.S. intelligence monitored Soviet reactions closely. The Soviets, suspicious of the unusual maritime activity, deployed naval forces to follow the ship for weeks, attempting to discern its purpose. Despite their vigilance, analysts concluded that recovering a submarine from such depths was technically impossible. Meanwhile, the CIA prepared for a salvage operation that required not only engineering ingenuity, but extraordinary patience and precision. Over several weeks, the Glomar Explorer deployed Clementine, a massive hydraulic claw capable of cradling the K-129 wreck. The operation demanded careful orchestration, as even minor miscalculations could send the submarine plunging back to the seafloor, rendering the $800 million mission a catastrophic failure. Finally, after 3 weeks of securing the vessel and 8 days of incremental lifting, the crew managed to bring a portion of the submarine toward the surface. Reports indicate that only a 38-foot section was successfully recovered, including torpedoes armed with nuclear warheads, while 2/3 of the wreck broke free and sank again. The partial recovery nonetheless provided intelligence analysts with critical insights into Soviet submarine construction, nuclear armament design, and navigation systems, though the exact nature of the material retrieved remains classified, shrouded in mystery like the depths from which it came. The mission's secrecy became even more crucial as journalists began probing the story. By the early 1970s, reporters from the Los Angeles Times and New York Times were independently investigating the operation, threatening to expose the top-secret project. The White House and CIA responded with a combination of urgency and legal strategy, determined to prevent disclosure that could endanger national security and provoke the Soviet Union. The program's cost, roughly $800 million at the time, equivalent to nearly $4 billion today, made public exposure politically sensitive. To navigate these threats, the CIA crafted what would become known as the Glomar response, a carefully worded statement asserting that it could neither confirm nor deny the existence of information related to the project. This tactic preserved operational secrecy, maintained leverage over Soviet perceptions, and prevented the media from gaining insight into the extent of U.S. knowledge regarding K-129. Despite these precautions, some details eventually surfaced through investigative reporting and Freedom of Information Act requests. Analysts and historians pieced together fragments of the operation, revealing both the extraordinary technological achievements and the inherent limitations of deep-sea recovery, including the catastrophic failure of Clementine that sent much of the submarine back to the abyss. The partial success of Project Azorian highlighted the intersection of intelligence, engineering, and diplomacy in an era defined by constant espionage and the ever-present specter of nuclear conflict. Ultimately, Project Azorian remains one of the most audacious and enigmatic operations of the Cold War. Its story intertwines high-stakes international espionage, cutting-edge engineering, and the shadowy corridors of power where decisions shaped global security. The mission exemplified the lengths to which nations would go to gain a strategic advantage, risking enormous financial resources and technological experimentation to extract secrets from an unforgiving ocean. While much of the operation remains classified, the partially recovered K-129 stands as a testament to human ingenuity, courage, and audacity under extreme conditions. Even decades later, the intrigue persists. The world knows only fragments of the full story, and the lessons of Project Azorian echo in both intelligence strategy and deep-sea engineering. The mission's secrecy, the partial success of the recovery, and the enduring uncertainty surrounding what was ultimately learned or lost make it a quintessential Cold War saga. From the abyss of the Pacific to the inner circles of the White House, the saga of K-129, the Glomar Explorer, and Project Azorian represents the intersection of fear, ambition, and technological daring, a chapter in history where the ocean depths held secrets that could alter the balance of global power, even as the world above remained oblivious.